Is your audio aligned with your video? What do I mean by that? Integrity is everything. Probably the story will tell you what exactly that means. Are you someone who knows what to do to get results but cannot make yourself do it? If you're tired of getting in your own way and want to stop doing that, then this might be the podcast that changes everything. Welcome to Rajesh Murthy's Podcast. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, was once a 10-year-old kid. And one day as a 10-year-old, he goes to his father and says, "Dad, I need a $10 bill. And Dad says, "That's not the way we talk in this house, Steve." And Steve Jobs immediately refines his sentence and says, "Dad, tell me a way I can deserve $10. So now $10 becomes easy. So Dad says, "Son, here is a bucket of paint and brush. Go out and paint the fence of this house. Then come back and take your money." So what Steve Jobs does, he goes outside and does an immaculate job of painting the outside of the fence alone. So he comes inside and says, "My money." And Dad, who sees the work, he says, "Who's going to paint the inside of the fence? You see, the inside is completely untouched. You have done nothing on the inside." So Steve Jobs argues and says, "Dad, we are the ones who are going to live inside. We know it's not painted inside. But look at the job. Look at the kind of finishing I've given it on the outside." And Dad says, "I don't know what you're going to do, son. I want the inside to be as good as the outside, if not better." So Steve Jobs reluctantly, hesitatingly paints the inside of the fence and then comes back and takes his $10. The first lesson in leadership for the little Steve: make sure the inside of you is a perfect reflection of the person that you are outside. And years later, Steve Jobs actually founds Apple. And when the design team of Apple, they put together the first Macintosh, Steve Jobs says to the design team, "Open the Mac." So they open the Macintosh and Steve sees it is all a mess inside with the circuitry and the wires and the motherboard and a total, like a maze, crystal maze. And Steve Jobs says, "I don't know what you're going to do. I want the inside of the Mac to be as good as the outside, if not better." So the design team, they argue and they say, "Steve, we know what's on the inside. You see, the world only sees the outside. And let it be the way it is." And Steve says, "Nothing doing. I want the inside to be as good as the outside, if not better." So the design team, they wrap their brains together and come out with one of the most beautiful looking Macintosh in the history of Apple. And when Jobs, when he sees that work, he has tears in his eyes. And he takes a permanent marker, which is lying beside, gives it to the design team and tells them, "Sign on the circuit board." And they say, "Why?" Because he says, "This is nothing but a piece of art." When M.F. Hussain or Pablo Picasso, when they paint a beautiful picture or an art, they first autograph their work. And this is a piece of art. So what do you and I do? Let us make sure that our outside success, let it not become a mask for our inner emptiness. Let's be as beautiful on the inside as we are on the outside, if not more. Make sure the inside of you is a perfect reflection of the person that you are outside. Be so good on the inside that your silence makes noise. Talk soon. Thank you for listening. For more insights and deeper shifts, subscribe to this podcast or explore more at rajeshmurthy.com.